Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, for the opportunity to make my maiden speech today. May I thank all the honourable members for their fine contributions, including the honourable members for Upson and Newell and Sittingbourne and Sheppey. It is the greatest honour of my life to serve the people of Stratford-on-Avon. I'm humbled to have been elected to represent the place I call home, where I live and where I've raised my family, who are here today in the public gallery. I'm also proud to be the first Liberal MP for our constituency in over a century and the first woman ever to be elected to this role. I want therefore to extend my heartfelt thanks to the people of Stratford, Ulster, Studley, Shipston, Henley, Pitford, and the many villages and hamlets that make up our beautiful constituency. I thank them for placing their trust in me. I promise to be their champion and a strong and unwavering voice for everyone, fighting every day for the fair deal that you deserve. I would like to pay tribute to my predecessor, Nadim Zahawi, who was MP for Stratford-on-Avon for the last 14 years. During his political career, he covered many important roles in cabinet, but I would like to thank him in particular for his work as vaccine minister during the COVID pandemic. I would also like to acknowledge the service of the late John Maples, who represented Stratford-on-Avon with distinction from 1997 until 2010, before being elevated to the other place. He was both well-liked and greatly admired. While I'm proud to be the first female MP elected for Stratford-on-Avon, I'm not the first to bring Italian heritage to this role. That distinction belongs to another of my predecessors, John Profumo, who beat me to it. Though, Madam Deputy Speaker, I'm planning on a much quieter stay in the history books. My constituency, Madam Deputy Speaker, is one of the most beautiful areas of our country, with luscious woodland including the Heart of England forest, valleys lapped by rivers and brooks, fertile farmland, a landscape so special as only the Warwickshire countryside can be. My connection to my constituency is one of deep love, a love that stretches from Shipston on Stour and the rolling Cotswolds fringes in the south, to the Avon Valley villages, to Henley in Arden in the north, where the majestic forest of Arden once stood. At its heart lies Stratford-upon-Avon, celebrated worldwide as the birthplace of the greatest playwright of all, William Shakespeare. Each year on William's birthday, the town remembers and celebrates his most famous song, with civic dignitaries and local school children parading through the historic streets to lay flowers on his tomb in Holy Trinity Church, and I'm looking forward to join them next April. What makes our constituency special is above all its people, resilient, community-minded, each town and village blessed with volunteers, helping in repair cafes, food banks, community speed watch, flood action groups, and warm hubs. There are outstanding places of learning, such as our local schools and colleges, the Shakespeare Institute of the University of Birmingham, the University of Warwick Innovation Campus, and national portfolio organizations such as the Royal Shakespeare Company and the Shakespeare Birthday Trust, as well as grassroots arts companies like the Bear Pit Theatre and Escape Arts. Events such as the Shipston Proms celebrate the wealth of music talent, and most of all, we're a constituency of entrepreneurs and innovators, businesses and social enterprise. Overlooked by Beaudesert Castle, known locally as the Mount, the town of Henley in Arden has a timber-framed high street, which includes Henley's most famous attraction, Henley Ice Cream, which is well worth a visit. Ulster is a town rich in community spirit that comes together each year for events like the Ulster Food Festival, and the town has roots that stretch back to Roman times, and its heritage is proudly preserved today in the Roman Ulster Museum. Just up the road from Ulster is Cotton Court, home of the Throckmorton family, who played a rather infamous role in the Gunpowder Plot of 1605. As the new MP for the area, I can assure you I won't be continuing that local tradition. My constituency also has some of the most beautiful waterways in the country, the River Avon, Olne, Arrow and Stour, and our fantastic canal network, including the longest canal aqueduct in England, the Edstone Aqueduct. These are not only vital to our community natural and industrial heritage, but also central to our environmental responsibilities. Sadly, not enough has been done to tackle river pollution. I want to thank residents for joining citizen science projects, regularly testing the water and collecting much-needed data on the state of our river's health, so that we can hold the government and the water companies to account. As a rural constituency, we face many challenges, from NHS, dentists, deserts, to long waiting times to access mental health services, send families battling for education provision, and fuel poverty. Many of my vulnerable constituents live in homes which are off-grid and expensive to heat. The Warm Homes and Energy Conservation Act, introduced by Sir David Amis, was an important legislation which sought to eliminate fuel poverty. To further combat this, we need an emergency home insulation program so that homes are safe, warm, and cheap to heat. Finally, as Shakespeare wrote, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them. I stand here today not because I was born great or because I sought greatness, but because the people of Stratford-on-Avon have entrusted me with public service. Together, we can achieve greatness, not for ourselves, but for our constituents and our country. With a new parliament, we have a chance to strive for a fairer, greener, and more inclusive future. The stage is set, and now it's time for us to play our part.